they're in a high security military run base, and Tala's like, here you go, here's a big baggy coat. Leia walking it with Obi-Wan, and just, I don't know, maybe on paper that instills something different, but then the visual of when they filmed
God, it looks shit.
It looks so bad.
Like, how is no one noticing this? I understand maybe
it's like, ridiculous.
All you have to do is look. It is obviously Obi-Wan walking with Leia.
So we open with this really cool, atmospheric, freaky, horror-esque, PTSD, traumatized moment with Obi-Wan in the Bacta tank. He's in there and he's healing and he's all strapped up and he's imagining pieces of Anakin in there, and the way it's intercut is really interesting, and cutting them fighting, and he's all fucked up. I like where he is in this series. He's traumatized, but still he's so determined to save Leia, and he's talking to all these people like, we don't want to go and do that mission, that sounds insane. And he's like, but we've got to save her, she's a little girl. That's like, he's fucked up and traumatized, but he's still, just like, I'm gonna save Leia. Remember Obi-Wan in episode, what was it, 8? The Rian Johnson one? That was episode 8, right?
Yeah, episode 8, yeah.
Yeah. He was fat and traumatized, but he would never stop being too fat to leave the planet in health, and then he just died. Like, everyone's like, I'm fucked up, but I'm in action, I'm being a hero, I'm saving the princess.
Yeah, and it makes sense that he's so fucking traumatized. Like, that's the amount of shit that he had to deal with. Like, he trained the guy who completely destroyed his whole order.
Absolutely. I never really thought about Obi-Wan's mental state after episode 3.
No. I thought about this time, but never that.
Just in that little prequel cut they did at the first episode, I'm like, oh, holy shit. This guy's been through a lot. So then we cut to Leia, and she's being interrogated by Reva. And I don't know, I still think it'd work better and I'd feel more sympathy for her the closer she was to like an actual 10-year-old girl. Like, she's so determined, and like, even like the Jedi lady or the Sith Inquisitor lady's trying to read her mind and
bites it back.
Yeah, it's just like, if she was an actual 10-year-old just like crying and sobbing, I'd feel more for her. I get that Leia's powerful, but I still think I never imagined her as a child being like that.
The amount of torment she's gone through that she's just not saying when
under the threat of like violent torture.
She's 10. Like, a 10-year-old is going to buckle. She's going to.
It's mirroring everything that happened in episode 4 with Leia too, and getting captured on the Death Star, and they want to know the location of the secret base. And
makes sense why she's so good at being a captive.
I guess, because
she's been
they're setting that up or something.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, she fucking withstands some shit. A fucking direct fucking Jedi attack, well, Sith fucking mental attack.
Yeah.
And could fight it back. And she used it earlier, and she already knows how to do it, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, this lady, I wrote her name down. Tala, the lady from Game of Thrones. She's like, alright everyone, I'll sneak you in. She puts on her Imperial uniform, flies into this, what do they call it? The Inquisitorium, because they're like Sith Inquisitors.
That planet's in the Mustafar system, huh? So
it's like a water moon on a planet in the Mustafar system.
Yeah, so there's got the fully lava planet, and then you got a fully water planet.
That's how...
one system.
I guess the heat wouldn't reverberate through space in a system. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, just for some reason you imagine the whole system was shit, but I kind of like that it's, a planet close by, so he's on the fucking lava one, and they're like there. That way, if he ever wants to go down and fuck someone up, they're right fucking there.
Everyone chooses to swim in, and I would have liked it if throughout this entire rest of the episode, if Obi-Wan was just like absolutely drenched and just like dripping fucking water for the entire fucking episode, because he comes out from like swimming in the ocean like completely submerged, like slightly damp. Wow, that would make it really interesting, him sneaking around and leaving like puddled water everywhere and being like, oh fuck, and like trying to hide from the stormtroopers and just like
and shit.
Like drenched.
Well,
that would have been amazing.
His clothes are so heavy, like
yeah, like thick robes. And why is he wearing Jedi robes now?
I didn't even notice that. Was he really?
He's got like actual Jedi robes on now.
That is odd.
I don't know where he got them from. He got taken by these people, these like smugglers who are smuggling Force-sensitive people out. And so I guess they had like a dead Jedi's robes that fit him.
It's a very odd thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he brought it?
I don't know. They want everyone to be wearing Jedi robes, and I don't think he has to. I think he can still be as Obi-Wan and not ever put robes on.
He's still Ben. Like, Ben never wore Jedi robes. Yeah. He just wore fucking sand shit. We don't know what he would have worn on a different planet, I guess. Because he went straight from Tatooine to the Death Star. But I imagine he'd keep it to look the same.
Yeah. It also feels a bit silly from Obi-Wan's part to be like sneaking into the Inquisitorium wearing Jedi robes. Like, just like a black t-shirt and like jeans would be.
Can you imagine that on the Death Star? Like, not the Death Star,
like a tight black
like a
t-shirt.
full Empire building. and just he's got a red cap on with a white and some fucking steakhouse insignia on it.
That's right, that's what I want everyone to be wearing.
Gotta have sunnies.
And he's got to be drenched to the fucking bone and just dripping water. So yeah, Tala infiltrates the Inquisitorium. I like her first little interaction with that guy when she's trying to get a security pass and he wants to check her ID. It showed how the Empire is like, they're all pencil pushers and they all follow the rules and stuff, but then there's this whole hierarchy of like intimidation and fear, where it seems like it's not just Vader that like holds violence over people, but that's like a aspect of the Empire's very hierarchy.
Yeah.
And people just flaunt their like power and violence.
Yeah,
and
it's because it's the Sith Empire, it's not a republic. You know, it's like that a lot in like the ancient Sith empires and shit as well. Yeah, like it's a power scale all the way to the ground. I mean, not so much the ground troops like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
But all the officers.
It does seem to be an element within their hierarchy. So she gets through the first checkpoint, and I like that. But then there's a moment where a guy comes up to her on a terminal and he's like, you don't work here, come with me. And I don't know, like, it doesn't really show what happens, but I guess she like knocks him out.
I didn't even notice what happened. Like, I was
didn't really show it. It kind of shows a shot of her behind him, not with a rear naked choke, not locked in.
Like, surely can't get sliced in half. Like, surely they could show her choking this guy or something like.
I don't know. It was
Chewie choked Lando. Why can't she choke that guy?
Yeah. But yeah, so she just knocked him out, and he didn't make any noise, and then she's just sitting back at the terminals with like his body there knocked out.
What was the point of that whole situation, to make her look like a badass? I'm already sold on this character. I got no issues with her whatsoever.
Yeah, it
was unnecessary. There was literally no weight carried by that happening.
Yeah, and then his body is just
she didn't even
laying up
it's
there.
Just there.
Like,
just left him. Like, that's all good. I'm just going back. It's fine.
For like 5 minutes, so she's gonna get discovered anyway, I guess.
Would you not try and hide the body? There's not even a blood trail yet to watch.
Did she kill him, or is he gonna come back into consciousness? Because I just thought maybe she choked him out.
I mean, he's out. At least he'll be out for a while.
Yeah.
You can still move his body regardless. You're not gonna wake him up by moving him because he's out. He's not asleep.
That's fair.
I had a droid when I was younger too. He was taken from me, like everything else.
I will say, I do think the chick who plays Reva, I think is doing a better job at acting in this episode. Like, she's starting to come into her character more.
I'll give her like a solid C. Like, I don't think she's bad. I think it's a passing mark. I still do see like an actress acting. I don't disappear into her character, but like she's fine. Yeah, gets a C. It's a pass.
I find her a little, like, she's definitely not the character, but that could also be because of the preconceptions in the first few. But I feel like she was acting a lot better in this, even though it was still acting.
Yeah, that's fair. So all the stuff with Obi-Wan is really cool and tense. Him sneaking around, droids following him and stuff. And he comes into this massive torture room where they got Leia and they're going to torture. And then he realizes that this Inquisitorium is like a tomb for Jedis. Like, they're dead. It's a tomb. They're bodies, but they're like, for some for some reason, they're keeping their bodies in like Amber?
They've got to explain why. Hey, surely.
That's a thing. Surely that's not just gonna be
a passing
dropped.
I saw a YouTube video about what it was, but I was like, I'm just gonna wait and see if they explain it in the show.
Yeah, they might be setting up something down the line. It might not
There's
even
that
come
many
up in
shows
Obi-Wan.
coming out that
I mean, there's gonna be over the next 50 years a lot of Star Wars.
There's gonna be a fuck ton of Star Wars, but I remember feeling flooded by Star Wars, and now I'm not because it's good content.
I'm liking Obi-Wan, and I got over the whole.
A lot of people aren't, eh? The internet is an uproar about it.
Yeah, I think part of it is I was crushed and hurt, and then I moved on, and now I'm just like, yeah, if I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. If it's terrible, I don't really care that much anymore.
100%, like you accept it.
It's like Boba Fett didn't make me angry. It was just like,
Which is funny because it would have if it had come out before The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi was the straw that broke the camel's back, I think. And at that point, you stop giving a fuck.
That's fair.
That's why we were so excited when this was good.
That my childhood died. I watched a Rian Johnson film last night, Knives Out. It's really good. Written and directed by Rian Johnson. Really good executed, brilliantly acted, really complex. It's like Cluedo, like, you know, that game with like a murder mystery, Agatha Christie type Murder on the Orient Express shit. But yeah, like he just made one hell of a wacky, fucking weird Star Wars movie that just turned me off in every way possible.
I am so glad that he is a great writer and director that fucked up something I love.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of great films and he had to fuck this one up.
It's funny because I'm always saying, like, with the Marvel films and media in general, I think they need to take more risks and go wilder and go crazier and do more unexpected things. But then, yeah, they give Star Wars to this guy that does that exact same thing that I'm always asking for, but it just is in such off-putting ways.
Back then, there was a lot more pressure. Like, there was a lot more, like, you can't do this, you have to be socially acceptable and shit, blah, blah, blah. Now, this episode is just even darker than the last one. Like, there's some seriously dark shit that happens in this episode, which I fucking love.
That's fair.
I want it to be dark, and it's finally happening.
Yeah.
They couldn't do any of that. And back then, they were...
I don't know.
So
I think...
controlling.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with The Last Jedi. We'll slowly figure it out.
It was Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Her and Rian Johnson together.
Well, she greenlit everything, and she's like, yeah, you just do your thing. Well, I don't think there was a lot of control. I think, like, Ryan actually had a lot of, like, ability.
He's a piece of shit.
And she was just, like, taken by him. Like, yeah. He was going to get a trilogy. Do you remember that? David Benioff and B.D. Wise were going to get a trilogy.
Who's the worst writer around right now? Oh, let's get him.
Game of Thrones Season 8 did so well. Season 7? What was the last one?
Season 8, yeah.
Season 8.
Fucking shocking, Jesus Christ.
That was the biggest shitting of the bed. Anyway, back to Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He comes into the tomb, he kills some stormtroopers, he's way more violent than Boba Fett ever was. He's just walking around slaying stormtroopers. And like,
finally using his lightsaber, mind you.
Yeah, and these were the parts where I'm just like, yeah, you know what, this is cool. And, you know...
I mean, how often do you see Obi-Wan fucking up stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Clone troopers is one, but stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
And they were nicely shot scenes.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary, but it was good to watch.
I mean, that's kind of like why we're here, though, aren't we?
That's what I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
and why not enjoy those moments? Yeah. They were fun.
Exactly.
I would say this episode is a bit dumb, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's a filler episode.
Dumb, but
it's
fun.
a filler episode before all the shit happens in the next 2 episodes.
That's fair.
Like, and that's fine. It had this shit that did have to be done. The main points of it.
4th episode and 4th different location as well. They're really trekking across this universe. Sorry, run it.
I had no response to that.
So, there's this really cool hallway sequence where Obi uses the Force to stop water from rushing in. It was really nice because they've set up that his power is limited at this point, so it was very suspenseful, and he persevered through it. It's a nice tense scene, and I thought it worked, but there's one shot right at the end where the doors close, and it's just like nothing. They needed one shot just of live action, like actual water crushing through those doors as they close, because it just looked CGI
too
and fake
perfect,
to me.
and it was completely sealed off.
And just that one that one shot would have tied it all together. Like, that's how you use CGI.
And I just want to point out that whole thing with the glass is something that happens in Star Wars Fallen Order, like Jedi Fallen Order.
Is that a video game?
Yeah, it's like the Dark Souls equivalent of Star Wars. Like, it's all about the battles. You can die. A scout trooper can fuck you up with ease.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, you gotta take on Inquisitor's second sister and shit. It's just another Jedi story after Order 66 when he got away.
Yeah.
There's actually a second one coming out. The trailer looks sick. The Grand Inquisitor's in it.
I think we watched that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, probably.
Who knows?
I don't know. But yeah, anyway, fuck, what was I saying?
Jedi Fallen Order, glass, water.
Yeah. So in a scene in there, right at the end, the same thing's happening. There's a fucking water tunnel, and they use the Force to stop it. But it's Darth Vader using the Force.
Yeah, okay.
To stop it. Because they like fuck with it, then run, and then the water's going through, and he has to stop.
Yeah.
He does it with so much more precision.
Yeah, that's fair.
Eventually, it still snaps and shit, but yeah, no. I just wanted to mention that was in there, and I noticed the thing. But yeah, everyone did a good job holding it as long as he did, and then deflecting blaster fire while doing it.
Yeah.
He's definitely starting to feel... It's like riding a bike, I imagine.
He's coming back into it, yeah. And in the moments, your body kind of will either jump into gear or it won't, and your body appears to be jumping into gear.
Still no Qui-Gon though, huh?
No Qui-Gon.
It's just like, they don't bother mentioning again. Obi-Wan never actually figured out how to talk to Qui-Gon. It was just a throwaway line.
He'll be right at the end, and I'll like for the Qui-Gon series!
Qui-Gon just rides in on the horse.
I'm Qui-Gon! And then we'll review it.
That would make no sense.
And then we get the dumbest scene in not only this episode, but in cinematic history. They're in the Inquisitorium. High security facility filled with military.
He didn't even mention that he actually breaks Leia out of there.
Against Leia.
They literally, so they're like, all right, fuck it, you're not gonna tell me, because she tries to trick her when she's interrogating.
Yeah.
He's like, and then she's like, nah, fuck this shit. You're gonna go and get tortured, cunt.
Yeah.
And it's the same device that Han Solo got put up against in Episode 5.
Yeah.
They didn't even ask me any questions.
They didn't ask me any questions. I always thought that. I guess the Empire
scene was brutal, man.
That scene was
the
brutal.
kid screaming, "Help me!" and then they're just like, "Nope." Like,
didn't ask me any questions.
Holy shit!
They just tortured him.
I mean, in this episode with the 10-year-old girl,
I'm liking how dark they got.
That was so brutal.
Yeah.
I was happy that they didn't act, like, she got saved right before it happened. I was like, God.
You didn't want to watch Leia get horribly tortured.
Maybe you're grown up, but a 10-year-old. No, but that was crazy good. Although she was just, so she plants something on the droid, right?
Yes.
When she's interrogating her, but it's just like, it's like as if she planned that and she was supposed to get away and shit like that, or whatever.
She was assuming that Leia was going to escape at some point.
That's retarded. Why would you assume that?
Because she knows they're horribly incompetent.
It's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, so Tala. The whole reason everyone is able to break her out is because she starts a fucking distraction. And I thought it would have been really impactful in this episode if she had died.
I thought it was leading to it.
Yeah, she's a character that they've set up and had screen time with, and I guess I'm.
Like I said,
I wouldn't say I care for her, but if she died, it'd be shocking and impactful.
She's a good enough character.
And it would heighten the stakes too of like Obi-Wan sneaking into this high security military base, and like he gets out with Leia, okay, but like there are sacrifices. Tala dies.
It would have been
It means something. There are stakes.
Well, I mean, she should have died in the last episode when she shot that canister and Darth Vader was right fucking there. He would have just instantly fucking
He
killed
just let
her.
the robot take Obi-Wan, but he knows he's gonna fight again.
Yeah, but he still would have killed her for shooting the fucking thing, surely. But anyway.
Yeah, I think Tala should have died. I'm just adding little things that would have made it better.
I think maybe she has something more to do.
Yeah, maybe she does.
But I like her character. You know, she's a good character. But just when you got characters like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi as characters, how is she supposed to, live up to that? So she's a good character for one that's been set up in these 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
3 episodes. 2 episodes?
2 episodes. Yeah. 3 and 4.
Yeah. So they've done a good job with that.
And then we get not only the dumbest scene in this show, but the dumbest scene in cinematic history. They're in a high security military run base, and Tala's like, here you go, here's a big baggy coat. Leia walking it with Obi-Wan, and just, I don't know, maybe on paper that instills something different, but then the visual of when they filmed it,
God, it looks shit.
It looks so bad.
Like, how is no one noticing this? I understand maybe
it's like, ridiculous.
All you have to do is look. It is obviously Obi-Wan walking with Leia. At the same time,
she's like peeking out and stuff.
What options do they have?
Well, no, they should have written like an interesting ending where Obi-Wan saved them with his intellect. Like, there are a million different ways they could have gone down. Like, it's story writing. Like, you can come up with
I was thinking of it as like a realistic situation.
Yeah, no,
have to do
it's
that.
a narrative.
They could have very easily done it so that they were in a private fucking thing, but it had to be this big open one with them fucking...
Yeah.
And the Inquisitors walking straight past.
Yeah, that shot of them and the Inquisitors. They could have gotten an escape pod, like, gotten in a submarine, swam out of there. So yeah, that was hilarious. And then yeah, it's just kind of a Deus Ex Machina ending. These people that they set up at the beginning, save them. Wade dies. I don't give a fuck about Wade. And the pilot gets shut down. They try to have an emotional moment with the other pilot and the bigger guy. It should have been fucking Tala. That would have been impactful. She had died and I was sad at the end.
I just want to bring something up that happened earlier in the episode when she slams down the fucking wooden piece from that room which all the Jedi had things on.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if she got so pissed off because she read the thing from Quinlan Voss. I'm wondering if maybe he was one of her masters or something.
I don't know, who the fuck is Quinlan Voss?
He was one of the Jedi Masters. I'm not sure, but he might have been one of the ones who was killed by Palpatine in the throne room with
Yeah, I remember that last episode.
He has like dreadlocks and like... No, he couldn't be because he writes on that thing, which means it's been used since. But he has like these dreadlocks, he's like darker skin, and he has like this paint on his face.
Okay.
He was in some of the movies as a background character.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
I just thought maybe he was a master and that could have been what drew her. It'd be an interesting...
Maybe they're going to try to build that character. We get Vader, and Vader is awesome once again.
Oh, Vader.
He rushes in, starts tracking her. He should have killed her, so yeah, then she's got the tracking thing. They're tracking her. There's going to be another encounter with Obi-Wan and Vader, which is really what I want to see. This episode is probably the weakest.
That's obviously how it's going to climax, eh?
Yeah, but it was fine. It's alright. I mean,
it's a filler episode. I understand it needed. It was good for a filler episode. There was some fucking cruelty to children. It was fucking brutal. They did leave a disclaimer though. They said that that it's going to have violence towards children.
It just should have had Leia actually tortured and then Tala die. And a live action shot of
I do not agree with Leia being tortured. Jesus Christ.
The next movie you're gonna love, Mark. We're watching Trainspotting with Ewan McGregor, not as Obi-Wan.
Yeah, people have the high ground.
So yeah, in conclusion, it's fine. I'm enjoying Obi-Wan. I liked it. It was. I enjoyed watching it. I'm not going out of my way to be like, fuck this. I kind of want to enjoy it. I think that's okay. I think I deserve that after everything, Mark.
Dude, fuck what everyone else says. If you enjoy it, watch it. I'm enjoying the fuck out of it, and I'm gonna watch it. I don't care if people are like, yeah, whatever. I know it has some plot holes, but fuck, it's so hard not to these days.
I mean, the coat thing honestly was fun. I like the coat thing.
Yeah, I just embraced it. Like, it's so bad, but whatever.
It's dumb. It's so dumb.
If we hated it, we would have torn that part to shreds.
We kind of did, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
it doesn't make me angry. If I had the choice, I would leave the coat moment in there. I'm glad that the coat moment exists in the wider zeitgeist of film.
I am looking forward to watching it when all the episodes are out from start to finish. I just hopefully it stays this good for the whole thing. Hopefully it doesn't fuck it up in the last 2 episodes.
We'll see.
Because I would like to watch this from start to finish without waiting a week.
Oh, and that's what I had as well. So I feel like Obi-Wan's becoming such a big impact on Leia now, and this is kind of what I was talking about last week with sandwiching so much narrative into this 100-year timeline and it becoming harder and harder and more limitations on all these characters. We know so much about them. I went back and I watched A New Hope, right? And Luke runs out, and Obi-Wan's there, and he's like, Ben! And Vader's like, and Leia's there, like she sees it. And then she runs inside with Luke, and she doesn't say shit. And like at the end of this episode, they have a really big emotional connection. Like, this is a massive moment in this girl's upbringing. Like, a wizard saved her from the evil empire and used his wizardry.
She didn't hug him or anything.
Yeah, and then like he dies, and she's like, yeah, he's one with the Force now, Luke. Anyway, because some TIE fighters coming. She doesn't give a fuck.
I'll just cut that up as fucking not enough. They didn't have enough time.
I know, it's just he's having a massive impact on her childhood.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying I'm going to accept it's terrible plot hole. It's terrible.
She never mentions him throughout the original trilogy.
I mean, is it enough to just...
She reaches out to him though. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Yeah, but she says it the way my father always told me that you were this, and this.
Damn it, what is she saying that? That's all fucked now as well.
Yeah, my father just said, I mean, this obviously...
This is what happens when you keep on...
She could have just asked him after she came back. So what did Obi-Wan do?
Well, she just didn't care for him. She's moved on.
Maybe he betrays her at the end? She's still pissed about it?
She gets hit on the head and she forgets. They just do the C-3PO thing. They're like, oh, shouldn't C-3PO know all this crazy shit about Anakin and Obi-Wan and him turning to the dark side and him being Darth Vader? And like, we'll delete his memory.
Memory one.
Let's do it with Leia.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But I mean, when they made A New Hope, there wasn't even any plans for a second one or anything like that. It was just a...
It was a movie.
Exactly.
45 years ago. I know, but it's especially when it starts encroaching on original trilogy stuff. It's like, ooh, don't fuck the original trilogy. More than you already have.
They just wanted to include Leia. But to be fair, like I said, I can't think of any other reason Obi-Wan would possibly leave Tatooine.
Makes sense. And it's fine, but...
I'll accept it, but yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, if they keep piling on this...
It's the same shit about the fucking Grand Inquisitor being dead, or...
Yeah, he dies in this and Rebels.
I mean, apparently the guy, one of the writers did say back that it's explained in later episodes.
Okay.
Because people on the internet are going crazy, so he had to reply instead of just letting them watch it to see, because people are so impatient, they couldn't just watch 6 episodes... and then decide whether or not they broke canon. Because what if he isn't dead? They may show that, It turns out she don't think she's thinking, and then he's like, actually, then he kills her or something.
Welcome to the internet.
But yeah, so the poor cunt had to reply and say that. I really hope they have. They announced a season 2. They're thinking about a season 2, and I'm like, please don't.
Of what, Obi-Wan? Maybe it's just quit when they're ahead. What do you think about the Joker sequel?
It's unnecessary. Don't get me wrong, the first one was so good. And if they can keep it that good, then I'm going to be happy as fuck, because I love that movie.
But it doesn't need a sequel. What's happening now? Batman better not be.
He ended up in a mental institution. I imagine in a way it will be like all these random fanatics breaking him out.
Is it the same director? Todd Phillips?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix. But I thought Joaquin Phoenix agreed to Joker because it was a standalone film and it didn't have a sequel.
Money, and I guess he liked the film.
Well, maybe that's bullshit. It's just something I read on the internet.
Maybe, yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens with Joker. We'll see what happens with Obi-Wan.
What are your thoughts on Joker?
I think overall, people praise that movie a lot. I think it's really good within the context of superhero movies. Like, it's a great superhero movie, and it is generally beautifully visually when you watch it, like the lighting and all that stuff. Seeing when he's dancing in the bathroom, like, this is pretty. This looks really nice. But yeah, it's coming off of like Scorsese films, and like it's based heavily on Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy and stuff, which are like, it's funny because Martin Scorsese come out with all those Marvel movies, like, fuck them, they're trash, they're not real cinema. And yeah, there is kind of this movement away from actual movies and superhero jazz. So it's a good movie, but not in the context of amazing movies. Like Taxi Driver by Martin Scorsese is like in the top, 100 best films of all time. I think they should just leave it alone. I think it's a good solid movie. I like it, especially in the landscape of superhero movies. You don't need a sequel.
I didn't think it.
It works. It's good. Stop.
I don't think it's ever supposed to have one.
No, it wasn't.
That's the worst part. It's like
it's fine how it ends.
Why fuck that up? Brad actually had an interesting idea about it though, which won't be true, but that it's just another origin story because he's mental and he fucking just has a different way of his story, like how Heath Ledger lies about his scars.
Yeah.
But it would never work.
Just have another origin movie.
Yeah, that'd piss people off. I'd be okay with it. Just another descent into madness in a different way.
Maybe, yeah, because I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know where the character's at. I don't know what he can do that I'll be interested in.
He can't do anything. Like he legit.
We thought Obi-Wan was just going to be sitting on Tatooine smoking sticks, though.
We legit did, eh? But I mean, he can. I guess he can evolve because he did evolve a lot in that movie. But he was still just this fucking anorexic, like weak, willed man.
He's gonna.
He wasn't when he had the pain on though, did he?
And then he's obviously in this one going to further evolve into the Joker of comic books.
But
the big...
They fucked it though, because at the end, Bruce Wayne's parents get killed. So unless they cut 20 years into the future when the Batman...
They can't have Batman in it. Don't do Batman. We already got Robin Pattinson Batman. We already have Ben Affleck Batman. Let's just stop with the Batman.
Well, it's
just make it the Joker.
Though. That's what they're going to do. The people are going to
I don't want to see Batman in the Joker, and I don't want to see Joker in the Robin Pattinson
I'm not saying I want to see it either. I'm just saying...
It's like Doctor Who with the Daleks. I just keep on doing the fucking Daleks. Can we stop with the Daleks, please? No one wants to see the fucking Daleks anymore. They're dumb fucking pepper shakers that go. Like,
they still have them in the new season.
Yes, every single season. They can't go like 8 episodes without doing the Daleks again.
You're clearly sick of the Daleks.
Stop it with the fucking Daleks. There are other aliens. Come up with new aliens.
They think it's like Klingons and shit that people like them.
Anyway, everyone was good.
The end. Finn.
Finn.
But we did a good job of...